Is it too early to look forward to 2021? Apparently not. Just look at the channel's videos and you can have that feeling that I, along with everyone else, is ready to kiss this chaotic year goodbye and keep an optimistic outlook for the year to come. Which is a shame because I honestly think that as far as anime is concerned, 2020 has been a pretty decent year. However, most of the shows that I really like this year are sequels, and part of me thinks that we should be judging a year by its non-sequels. So here we go, the top 10 most anticipated shows for 2021, and I intentionally didn't include sequels in this one. Remakes? Well, we'll have quite a number of them. The remakes just keep coming this year with the next 2021 title, Spriggan. Nope, this isn't a fantasy story about mythical creatures, despite what the title might suggest at first glance. This is why I was surprised when I first checked the title out and saw that Spriggan is actually more of a military title, and what an engaging one it seems to be. The legendary Noah's Ark has apparently been found in Turkey. Such a legendary artifact would be a hot commodity, and the Americans are on the way to grab hold of it in the name of global supremacy. However, standing in their way is the special organization called Spriggan. Anime teams up with Gene, but their mission isn't an easy one. Nothing's ever easy if it requires overcoming the psionic powers of the American Colonel McDougal, the Pentagon, or Spriggan. Who will come out on top? So who's up for some sci-fi military action this 2021? This title was actually a late 90s movie and the themes really showed. Nonetheless, I'm curious as to how the story will unfold this time as a 2-episode ONA. Despite having no exact release date yet, we should be getting something soon enough. You know what's coming back but isn't featured in the list because it's a sequel? Bleach. Yep, you heard that right. But before getting to that, how about taking a trip down memory lane and revisiting one of the biggest conflicts in the series? Now you can do so with the help of the newest Bleach mobile game in stores, Bleach Immortal Soul. If you're not aware, Bleach Immortal Soul is a turn-based RPG that takes you through the story of the Bleach anime while letting you collect your favorite characters and fight alongside them. The game's about to reach the climax of the first major part of the story, and the Vizards join the decisive battle against Aizen and his top Espadas in fake Karakura town. They're not the only ones getting a chance to show off. Even the Espadas in their awesome released forms have become available. Gather your allies and take on Aizen in the all-new Defend Karakura Town mode. If you feel that this is the game for you, I've left a promo code down below. Follow the link and get these nifty rewards. Don't forget that you can also finish 7 daily logins and gain access to the adorable child form Nell. Hope to see you in the game. Eden Zero. Okay, I'll give everyone a few seconds to laugh at the designs that look like fusions of fairy tale characters and make jokes on Mashima recycling characters. You done? Okay, back to business. To be fair, I think that Eden Zero gets overlooked more than it deserves to be. I'm sure that the character designs have a lot to do with it, but having read the manga, I think that it's a pretty decent series in its own right. Eden Zero tells of a space adventure starring Shiki Granbell. Having lived his life amongst machines, Rebecca and Happy appear. Yep, that's right, marking the first time human presence comes into Granbell Kingdom in a century. Things start getting dangerous, and Shiki has to take to the skies and explore the world beyond with his new friends. If you enjoyed Fairy Tail, you're sure to like this one. If not, please give it a try. I admit it feels the same at times, but I think that Eden Zero gives a nice twist to the usual fantasy worlds that we've come to expect from Hiro Mashima. Cult classic Uzumaki is finally getting an anime adaptation, and it's coming this 2021. Is it just me, or is this one of the most popular horror manga recently? Even now, I still see some discussion on it, and I still see the physical copies of the manga in my local bookstores. The staying power is just amazing, considering Uzumaki is a 90s manga in a genre that's not exactly too mainstream in the anime and manga world. Then again, can you expect anything less from the master of horror himself, Junji Ito? Uzumaki tells of a town that's been plagued with a curse. It's a curse involving spirals, something that Kirei Goshima seems to take note of. After all, the curse strikes near to her, afflicting her father, who sets off a series of horrific events, often involving spirals and snails. Still wondering what the hype's all about for Uzumaki? Well, 2021 is your friend, and you can finally see what the talk is all about. Tokyo Revengers joins the fray this 2021, and it's our next entry. Well, it's one of those time travel plots again, and this time we get it with a dash of gang warfare. It didn't take too long, but 2017's Tokyo Revengers will be getting its much-awaited anime adaptation in 2021. What is it about, you might ask? Well, it's about some guy named Takamichi Hanagaki. Things aren't looking too good for him, but the downward spiral continues when he finds out that his ex-girlfriend Hinata has been murdered by the notorious Tokyo Manji gang. As luck would have it, he finds himself traveling through time 12 years in the past to be specific, when he was still in a relationship with the girl. Realizing that he can still save Hinata, Takemichi decides to join the ranks of the Tokyo Manji and find a way to rewrite the future and rescue her from such a cruel fate. Now, here's a unique twist to the change the past route of anime storytelling. Having read the manga, I know that it would only be a matter of time before Tokyo Revengers will get an anime adaptation, and I honestly think that this will be the sleeper hit of the season. You get a remake, you get a remake, everyone gets a remake. Shaman King is our next entry on the list. We've officially clocked in at 3 remakes so far, and this is the biggest and most recognizable one by far. Shaman King, after nearly 2 decades, is finally set for a remake this 2021 that looks to set the course right after what happened in the 2000 series. This time, the series is marketed as being one that will follow a manga, something that the original series failed to do after around 20 episodes in. I dare say Shaman King is one of the pioneers in the whole supernatural battle manga genre. You see, every 500 years, one such tournament is held which pits shamans against each other in a tournament where its winners get the power to reshape the world as they choose. Our protagonist, the carefree and easygoing Yo Asakura, finds himself becoming partners with the ghost of a samurai, and in the process begins his foray into the shaman fight and the world of the spirits, looking to claim victory and becoming Shaman King. I'm sure that I'm not the only one who has this title as a childhood favorite, and I really wonder how it matches up now in 2021. After all, the anime landscape has changed drastically in the span of 2 decades, ironically reflecting one of the themes of the series about change and adapting to the times. Will Shaman King's remake be a big success? Only time will tell. We head close to the top 3 territory with the number 4 entry on the list, The Way of the House Husband. Now, this is a rather late edition, but the hype is real. When it got announced just recently, I can clearly recall a lot of my friends getting so excited. Now, what is the series all about, and why is everyone so looking forward to it? Immortal Tatsu is a name that's long struck fear in the hearts of both the law and criminals alike. However, he disappeared and re-emerged as a house husband. Having given up the path of violence, he decides to turn his life around as an honest house husband. Now, we all know where this is headed, and Tatsu finds himself overwhelmed by the new battlefield that he stumbles upon. Misunderstandings, comedy hijinks, and run-ins with his former peers follow him as he tries to adapt to his new life. Now, I can already see why so many people are looking forward to this. The synopsis alone provides so many opportunities for comedy, endless laughs, and truly entertaining moments.
神なる力は芳醇なる糧。力を失いしかの者に再び立ち上がる力を与え。
Third in our most anticipated list is the one and only isekai that we'll feature this time, Mushoku Tensei. Yes, novel readers rejoice. The much-awaited Mushoku Tensei is making its way to television this 2021, and I'm with you on the hype train. The isekai wave doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon, but along the way, it's given us some really cool shows like Shield Hero and ReZero. Mushoku Tensei is nothing like them. I think that Mushoku Tensei is more focused on excellent world building and character redemption. Instead of catching the attention of people with its unique plot, it focuses more on the things that I'm not sure can translate well in anime formats. Of course, much of the standards and tropes that plague the genre find their home in Mushoku Tensei. You have the truckun thing, you have the reincarnation thing, and you have the guy who finds himself a prodigy in the new world even as a young boy. Oh, and he's a complete pervert too. Nevertheless, if the novel readers are to be believed, Mushoku Tensei is really a lot better than you'd expect from other titles in the genre. For something that's become so homogenized, the isekai genre sure is finding ways of innovating and getting better and better in small, steady steps. For our second place, we have To Your Eternity. What does it mean to live? What does it mean to be human? These are some questions that we have trouble answering, but what about from the lens of an alien organism? To Your Eternity tries to take a crack at it with its plot. An extraterrestrial being finds itself landing on Earth with the ability to take over the form of things near it. It gains experience in doing so, and while it starts off with lifeless beings, it soon takes the shape of animals and people. In particular, it finds itself taking the place of a boy in critical condition, and under this form, it goes on a journey seeking new opportunities and looking for other things that can only be experienced through a human lens. To Your Eternity has a lot of people waiting for it, and rightfully so, given its pedigree. After all, it's from the author who brought us A Silent Voice. It's too early to look at how things will unfold in 2021, but as far as I can see, this is probably one of the top contenders for the most artistic and emotional titles of the year.
誰しも他人には見せない一面があるはずだ。
We finish up with the most anticipated new title this 2021, Horimiya. It's no surprise that Horimiya made it to this list, but it topping it? Well, it's a bit early, but it's by far one of the most anticipated rom-coms I've seen in a while. Everyone can't stop talking about it, so I checked out the manga after getting the blessing of my friends, and it is amazing. It's quite easy to summarize Horimiya. Two people who have hidden sides run into each other and start getting along. However, I think the Horimiya's strength lies in its premise, and you do have to actually read or watch it to see how much of a genius title it is. It never fails to give me laughs and an ample dose of fluff. Have we seen this setup a lot already? Yes. Nevertheless, as I just said now, Horimiya still manages to make it so exciting and entertaining. I'd say that the manga is surprisingly good as it goes on, but that would be doing it a disservice to the first parts of the manga, which I think are just great in their own right. I had a lot of fun reading this manga, and it just keeps getting better. I'm sure the rom-com fans will be waiting for a big treat like this in 2021.
Horimiya 1月より放送開始。
Do you think that Horimiya deserves to be at the #1 spot on the list of upcoming new anime this 2021? Or maybe that you think there's some other titles more deserving? Well, whatever's the case, I want to hear from you. If you have any requests for future videos, you can also write that down, and I'll see if I can get to it sooner rather than later. For now, if you enjoyed the content, I'd like you to subscribe and give this video a like. You can also recommend the channel to your friends if you love the content, and it's one of the things that will make me really happy. Don't forget to check out our sponsors game, Bleach Immortal Souls. Links in the description. I'll be back in the next video, so make sure to watch out for it. See ya!